So they were definitely intrigued by your mascot. I think that was the first thing that caught their eye because, you've got all these fierce and scary looking mascots on the board behind us. And,
Yes.
and then there's the Big Red of Western Kentucky, who's just inviting them to come and learn more about the school.
Yeah, Big Red. Actually, I have a picture of him. You see him? Huntington. He's just so full of energy. He pretty much represents the spirit of our school. Sometimes he dances and he'll go to class. He'll walk into people's classrooms and start dancing behind them. So he's really funny.
What is your school mascot and school colors?
So, what is your official school mascot and school colors?
Our school mascot, his name is Big Red, and everybody has a different idea of what he is. But basically, I think that he represents the spirit of WKU. Our campus is on a hill, so some people call him the Big Red Hill. But he is what you want him to be. But our official colors are red and white.
Now, are you guys also known as the Hilltoppers?
We are, because our university was set on a hill on purpose back in 1906.
Gotcha.
How did that become your mascot?
So how did Big Red become your mascot?
Big Red, in 1979, there were 3 students that noticed that WKU didn't have a mascot. And our current president was one of those 3 students. And they developed Big Red. They worked with a mascot company to come up with Big Red. So he's 30, let's see, I think he's 32 or 33. That'll make him, well, he's been around for a while.
Perfect. Go ahead, Faith.
How many students attend your school?
So how many students attend WKU?
Well, WKU is the second largest school in Kentucky. We have over 21,000 students, so it is a large university.
That is very big. Gotcha.
How big are your class sizes?
So how big are the class sizes with 21,000 students there?
The good thing is we have enough faculty and staff to make sure that we have small class sizes. So the average is 24.
Which isn't too much bigger. You guys have, I think, 17 in your class, or 18? So 17. Yeah, so that's not too much bigger. So it would be almost about the same size as your classroom, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
Especially when you go away to college where you can have some classes, which I'm sure there are some like that at WKU.
There's a few bigger ones, but 24 is really close to what it really is.
Yeah, and then you may have 1 or 2 classes that have more than students in that, but as you get more specific too in your major, the area that you're studying, your classes will definitely get smaller too.
How far is your school from Kingsport, New Jersey?
So how far are you guys from us here in New Jersey?
It's about 13 hours, so you would definitely want to try to fly here instead of drive. But you could drive if you wanted to.
Now, in which part of the state? Obviously, you guys are on the western part, but what would be the closest airport to you guys?
Nashville, Tennessee. It's about 40 minutes south of Bowling Green, Kentucky. So you can get here from the airport in about 40 minutes.
Oh, so that's not bad. So you would even be flying into another state and then getting a drive down to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
What types of things are there to do on and around your school?
So what types of things to do are there in the town of Bowling Green and then on the campus of WKU itself?
Well, in Bowling Green, Kentucky, we have the population is about 60,000. So we have a mall, we have a minor league baseball team, we have theaters, bowling alleys. Of course, we are close to Nashville, Tennessee, so a lot of our students will go there if they want to do some major shopping or going to really cool restaurants. But at WKU, we have sports. We have different clubs that you can get involved in. And that's a really great part about WKU is that there's so many different things, whether you want to be involved in kayaking or recycle club or speech and debate or academic team. There's all types of things to get involved in at WKU.
Excellent. We kind of like we just recently started doing clubs here in our school after school, and we have things like a cooking club, and we have a Lego Builders club, we have a photography club, a musical club, where the kids are getting to stay like about an hour, 40 minutes to an hour after school, and join these clubs. So I was saying, this is kind of like what it is in college, where you guys, if there's something you're interested in, I guarantee you, there's either a club already, or you guys can find enough people to start your own club.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what we tell students all the time. We have over 300 registered organizations, but if there's something that we don't have on our campus but you want to create it, we actually have funding through our student government association to let you start that club.
Excellent.
What do most students do on the weekends?
Being that we're probably a good 13 hours from you guys, chances are we wouldn't be going home on the weekends. So
Right,
what
right.
kind of stuff is there to do on the weekends?
Well, there's a water park in Bowling Green. So in the summer, you could go to the water park. It's called Beach Bend. Of course, students will go to Nashville to maybe shop. A lot of students stay on campus because we do have so many extracurricular things that you can get involved in. Sports, there are concerts, football games, basketball games. You can go to the university swimming pool. So there's a lot to do and hang out with your friends on the weekends. And study. You have to study on the weekends too.
That's right.
What types of sports are offered at your school?
So what types of sports? I know Western Kentucky was made some headlines in getting into the NCAA tournament this year. But besides
Yes.
basketball, what other types of sports do you guys have?
Well, we are in the, actually, we just changed conferences, but we are still going to keep the same sports. We have women's softball, basketball, volleyball, swimming, track and field, tennis. We have men's basketball, football, tennis, swimming. Am I forgetting some? Track and field. We had an Olympic gold medalist this past Olympics in the swimming. Her name was Claire Donahue. So that was really exciting.
Excellent. Good.
Do you have any rivals?
Do you have any rivals?
The closest university to us is Middle Tennessee State University. And of course, they're in Tennessee, but they were in our conference, and I guess you would say they were our biggest rivals. But of course, University of Kentucky, we always love to beat them, which we did last year in football. And then, of course, University of Louisville, which is still in the NCAA tournament right now. So.
Good.
Does your school have any tradition?
Does your school have any traditions?
We do, and actually, this is our biggest tradition. WKU has a red towel that every student gets one when they come to WKU. And the red towel started from our coach a long time ago. His name was E.A. Diddle, and he won the most games in history for a really, really long time in the NCAA, not conference, but in the NCAA. But students would steal his white towels. So instead of letting them keep on stealing them, he would get them dyed red. So eventually we just have the red towel. And if you ever see pictures of WKU, I had a picture of my graduation. Everybody has the red towel. You take it to the games. You take it to, whenever we have students go to other countries, take classes, they'll take the red towel and hold it up and take a picture.
I
So
know.
it's really-
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I said I know when I was looking for, I wanted to put the mascot of the Big Red on there, but when you look for pictures of WKU, a lot of times you'll see it'll be just the hand with the towel in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's-
And the hand with the towel in it and the WKU on the towel, because the university is known for everyone kind of swirling their towels or waving their towels around to
Waved
yep,
it like that.
yep, to cheer for their team.
Yeah, it's definitely, it represents the spirit. That and Big Red is our two main traditions.
Excellent.
What is your school best known for?
So what is WKU best known for?
Well, our programs we have a lot of really, really good nationally known programs. Photojournalism, we're #1 in the nation. So if you're interested in, taking pictures and getting them published and things like that. We also have journalism and broadcasting, which is has been in the top 8 for the past 15 years in the nation. We started as an education school, so we have a ton of teachers that graduate from WKU, and then we have pre-professional programs, which is basically if you wanted to become a doctor, you could come here first and then go to a medical school. Or if you wanted to become a dentist or a veterinarian, we have those professional programs.
Excellent.
Why do people choose to be in school?
So what is it about WKU that when students come and visit, they say, you know what, this is really the school for me?
Well, when I came to visit WKU in 2007, I was very interested, or I enjoyed the beautiful campus. We were named one of the top 10 most beautiful campuses in 2010. It's not too big, it's not too small. Everybody was really, really friendly. And then the class size was very appealing because we only have about 24 is the average class size. So I felt like everybody cared about me and that I could talk with my teachers if I had a question. And it was easy to make friends here.
So,
How big is your campus?
so how big is the WKU campus?
WKU's campus, and I have this little map if you want to check that out real quick. There's a circle, and campus is in a 2-mile circle. We have about 200 acres, and then we also have an 800-acre farm that is a little bit down the road from our campus. So you can't get lost. It's just in one big circle.
So how far would you say it is if you were going to walk from one side to the other side of campus?
It'll take you leisurely walking about 10 minutes. But if you have, because the hill is about a mile from the top to the bottom, but we also have shuttles, and they're free to any student, and you can just hop on the shuttle and ride up the hill or ride down the hill. I use that many of times on rainy days or snowy days, so.
I don't think the walk down the hill would be so bad. I think I might take that shuttle on the way back up.
Yeah, walking up the hill is a challenge, especially at 8 in the morning sometimes.
Go ahead, Aiden.
How do most people get around campus?
So how do most people get around campus?
Most people do walk. You can get to any building within 8 to 10 minutes. We do have racks for your bicycles, so a lot of people ride their bikes. You see people riding their mopeds. We have moped parking and also like motorcycles. But we do allow students to use cars on campus, so they can bring their cars when they come to college.
What are your most popular majors?
What are your most popular majors there?
Most popular majors would be education, psychology. Those are the biggest ones. Nursing is very competitive to get into, but it's a really good program. And then, of course, our photojournalism and broadcasting and journalism department as well.
Alejandro?
What is the cost of your school?
So what is the cost of WKU?
For an out-of-state student, it would be around $30,000 a year to attend WKU. But hopefully you all will have plenty of scholarships to help offset that cost.
Which leads us right into the next one.
Do you
Oh, good.
offer scholarships?
Do you offer scholarships?
We do. We offer a ton. There are so many different ways to get scholarships. Mainly, it's based off your academics. So make sure you have good grades and take your SAT and ACT test. And do really well in that. But we also have scholarships for athletics, for diversity, for leadership. So there's a ton of different ones that you could qualify for.
Do you have any famous alumni?
Do you have any famous alumni?
We do. Of course, Claire Donahue is an Olympic gold medalist from the USA. We also have Michael Rosenbaum, which is an actor. He is currently on the show Small House, if you've ever heard of that. We also have an astronaut that went to the moon. His name is Terry Wilcutt. And then we have a couple of NBA players, Courtney Lee, Jeremy Evans, and we have an NFL player right now, which was one of my classmates and friends. His name is Bobby Rainey, and he plays for the Ravens.
Cool.
What do you like most about your school?
So being that you're an alumni of WKU and now work for it, what is it that you like most about WKU?
I love WKU. I was a representative. I was an ambassador for WKU while I was in school. So my job now is to get to go to high school students and help them get to college. And I just want everybody to love WKU as much as I do. The campus is still beautiful. It's growing. Our student center is undergoing a $58 million renovation. So we're always changing. We're always growing and trying to improve. And I think just coming to the Hill every day, knowing that I have this job and it doesn't even feel like work because I love it so much. So
Excellent. Now, do you guys have any questions? Go ahead, Sherry.
How many tests do you take?
How many tests do you have to take every year?
oh goodness. Well, whenever you get into college, it's a little bit different than middle school or elementary school or high school. You get different professors each year, and they're all different. So sometimes they will give you 2 tests a class for a year, or they might give you 4 or 5. It might be multiple choice, or it might be essay. So it really depends on the professor.
A lot of times, too, I notice when you get to college, a lot of times they'll ask you to do more writing assignments than they do actual taking of the test. Where they'll
Yes.
ask you to read, to just kind of take your time while you in between your classes and write them a paper, then submit it, rather than actually sitting down and testing you whether or not you read something or not.
Right, right.
Would the test be hard?
Is college hard?
Well, with your education that you have thus far and that you will gain through your middle school and high school years, I don't think it will be hard. It'll be challenging. We always want to challenge our students, but at the same time, we're not going to put you in where you are in over your head. There's always going to be professors and free tutoring on campus to help you get through your classes. So you'll have all the knowledge that you need to get that degree.
If it's too easy, you won't be learning anything.
That's right.
Go ahead, Cher.
What kind of tutoring
What kind of tutoring
do you
do you have?
Oh my goodness, we have every class that we offer on campus. We have a tutor that is free for all students. We have writing labs, so if you have a difficult or you want somebody to peer review your paper, we have math labs. We have science labs. So any subject that you're having trouble with, then we will. You can go into the center, and it's open all day long and even at nighttime to get help with your homework.
Cool. That's something that's nice to know. Anybody else? Go ahead, Cher. You're getting some good ones.
Do you have any libraries?
Do you have any libraries on campus?
We do. We have 2 libraries, Helm Library and Cravens Library. Helm is 4 stories and Cravens is 10 stories. So they're pretty big libraries.
So chances are, if you need a book, one of those 2 libraries will have it.
You can find it, yes.
Anybody else? I have a question.
Okay.
Do you guarantee housing for out-of-state students?
Yes. Our freshmen and sophomores in college have to live on campus. We have 15 different residence halls, and every freshman and sophomore has to live on campus unless they live close enough to where they can drive back and forth. So for you all, I don't think you would make it in time if you tried to drive back and forth.
No.
But yes, we do have guaranteed housing. We have 27 different eating locations on campus. We've got Chick-fil-A, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, all kinds of restaurants on campus.
Right on campus that you can walk to every day. Yeah.
If you can't find a book in the library and the teacher won't find it, who would help you find the book?
Who will help find the books?
Yeah, if let's say the professor asked you to read a book and you went to the library and they
Yes.
didn't have it, would there be someone there who could help you find it?
Yes, we do have a full-time library staff, and also students on our campus can work there to as a student worker, and they will help you find books. Also, if we don't have it in our in like a book form, sometimes we have a free online database that you can go online and get the PDF file of the paper or the book.
So you can read
you
it on
can-
your iPad or your Kindle or something along those lines.
Yeah, you can look it up on your computer, iPad. We have computer labs in every academic building. We have Wi-Fi on all over campus, so you can definitely access the internet.
Aiden,
Can you bring any consumers?
can you bring any pets to WKU?
Well, no, not in the residence halls. If you wanted to walk your dog and you lived somewhere off campus, you could walk your dog on campus. But as far as a snake or a gerbil or none of that, you can't have those. But I think that students are allowed to have a fish if they want, but it has to be in the little bowls. It can't be like a big aquarium.
Good question. Now, would these guys, let's say two of them decided to attend WKU together, would they be able to select each other as roommates?
Yes, you would. Whenever you apply and get accepted to WKU, we let you know that you can sign up with a roommate, or you can select one through there's a selection process, so that if one of you all just came, you could look and find a person that has a lot in common with you, so that you would be good roommates for each other. But yes, you can select to be roommates.
If a student came in early, is there a morning program?
Good question. Here at our school, if you come in early before school starts, there's like a morning program where you can come and attend some activities before school starts. If let's say you wanted to get to class a little early, do the buildings open up typically before classes actually start?
Yes, yes. Our computer lab is open 24. One of our computer labs, the biggest one, is open 24 hours a day. So a lot of students will be in there till 1 or 2 a.m. Working on a paper. If you need to go print something in the morning, you can run up there and print that 5 or 6 in the morning as well. But yes, all of our academic buildings are going to be opened at, I think, 7 o'clock. So you have access. And the first class starts at either 8 o'clock or 8:55, depending on the day.
So even if you want to get to class early, make sure you're prepared. You can always go in, sit. There's probably a sitting area in most of the buildings.
Vending machines,
Yep.
restaurants. You can go stop by and get coffee. You all probably don't drink coffee yet, but you'll learn to.
You will. That's right. Go ahead.
Do you have homework?
Is there a lot of homework for most classes?
Well, the good thing about college is your professors have to give you a itinerary, or it's called a syllabus. They'll give you a syllabi every semester, and they'll let you know exactly what you're going to have to do your entire time that you're in that class. So you can sometimes work ahead and do all of the homework up front and get it turned in, but you still have to go to class. But you can work at your own pace. Sometimes professors will put up a discussion board where you just have to log in online and respond to a couple of students and talk amongst yourselves about the class, and that's for a grade. So there's so many different types of assignments that would be considered homework, but it's not too much.
Good questions. You guys had really good questions. Anybody
They're
else?
great questions.
No? That's it?
How big is a TV?
Oh, can you bring your TV to your dorms?
Yes, every residence hall, every room has outlets for 2 TVs. You can bring a refrigerator and a microwave to use in your residence hall room. Every side of the residence hall has a closet, a bed, a desk, a chair, a dresser, and a bookshelf. So you would get your own dresser, your own closet, and I think I have a picture of what one of our residence halls would look like. Well, not really. It's not a very good one, so I won't show you. but or it's not. It's a very small picture. So, but one thing I was going to tell you all, WKU offers study abroad opportunities. Do you all know what that is? No? It's where you can go to another country and study for the same price as it is to go to WKU. So if you wanted to take your art class in Morocco, you could. Or if you wanted to take your Spanish class in Spain, you could. And you get class credit for it, but you also don't have to pay anything extra. So that's really neat. You get to travel the world, and it's the cheapest time you'd ever be able to do that.
Excellent. Okay.
Do you help your students
I didn't.
help them get into
Oh yeah. Let's say they do decide that they want to attend WKU, and they reach out to you maybe in their junior year.
Yes.
Would you help give them advice as to what they need to do to get accepted to WKU?
Yes, oh my goodness. I would help you, get from high school to college. But basically you would just apply online, and then we would help you get your forms turned in, and you would have to have a good grade point average to get accepted, or have a good ACT score. But we would help you all the way to get into college.
Great question. Go ahead.
If someone went to a vacation, do you need homework?
That's a good question. What about over like winter vacation or over the summer months? If you're not taking classes, is there homework to take home with you? Let's say you go home for winter break. Is there going to be homework that you're taking home with you?
For winter break, no, and no for summer either. We do offer classes that you can take in the winter and in the summer, but most of the time our students will go home in the middle of May and come back in the late August. So they have a really big break of summer that you get to go home. And in the winter, you go home the second week of December and come back the last week of January. So you get about a month and a half off of school. It's up to you. Like I said earlier, professors will give you a syllabus, and you can look at your next semester or next year's classes. And if you see that they're going to have you read a novel, you could go ahead and start on reading that if you wanted to.
Now, let me ask you this. Does WKU offer summer classes?
We do, summer and winter.
Now,
They are much faster, and they cost a little bit more, but you're getting a lot of class time in a short amount of time.
And if they were from out of state, would they be able to live on campus during the summer months?
Yes, we have one of our residence halls has 27 floors. It's the tallest building residence hall in Kentucky, and that's where all of our students that want to live on campus in the summer, that's where they go.
Excellent. Gotcha.
How many days is in a year?
How many days are in a semester?
How many days? Well, it's pretty much about 3.5 months is in a semester. And there's 2 semesters in a year. And then, of course, you have those big breaks that I was talking about in winter and summer. So that makes up a year. But most students will take about 8 semesters worth of classes to graduate in 4 years.
So kind of like how when we attend school, it's for a whole year. We might have a break for Christmas break, and we might have the break in the summer. In college, when you go away, it's really made up of semesters. So it's your winter semester or your fall semester, which goes from September to December, and then again from January to May is your second semester, and then that makes up the whole year. So you take one group of courses the first half of the year, and you take another group of courses the second half of the year. And then you do that through all 4 years that you go to college. Go ahead, Aiden. Good question. Are you in the same time zone as us?
No, we are not. We are an hour behind you all. So right now it's 11:06.
So they're gonna. You guys are gonna be going to lunch in probably a few minutes. These guys will have lunch an hour from now.
Yeah. So we're in Central Time, and you all are Eastern.
Yep. Good question, Aiden. So then that way, if you go to Western Kentucky, you got to be careful not to call people too late because it's an hour ahead over here.
Right.
Anybody else? All right, I have one more question for you. Do you have a Western Kentucky chant or cheer that we could do here in New Jersey?
Oh my goodness, yes. We have a chant that is, we have our towel, like I said, and it goes TOPS, 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 tops.
All right, you guys ready to try it? All right, get your hands up. Pretend like you have a towel. Ready? Here we go. TOPS, 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 tops.
Good job. That's excellent.
That was perfect. Thank you so much for taking
You're
the time.
welcome.
These guys,
You're
I'm
welcome.
even
You will have
impressed. I'm impressed with the questions they came up with. I said
Yeah.
usually I like saving those impromptu questions because they usually are the best ones. So
Yes, great questions, great students, and if you ever want to come to WKU, just let me know.
all right. So if anybody wants to take a vacation over summer to WKU, she can get you a tour, right?
Yes, for sure. I'll give it to you myself.
There you go. All right. What do we say?
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Have a
Bye.
great weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye.